Why is it so hard to let go? Even when something no longer brings us peace, no longer feels right, we still hold on. We hold on to the past, to a name, a voice, a moment that once made us feel alive. We hold on to guilt, for the things we didn't say, the choices we wish we'd made. We even hold on to pain, not because we want to suffer, but because we're afraid of what life will feel like without it. Sometimes, letting go feels like losing a part of who we are. But what if that's not true? What if letting go is not about losing anything, but about making space? Space for rest, for stillness, for a softer kind of strength, the kind that says, I don't need to carry this anymore. In this video, I want to share a story with you. An old story from the time of the Buddha. A story about grief, about holding on too tightly, and about the quiet freedom that becomes possible when we learn to loosen our grip. Not all at once, not perfectly, but gently, one breath at a time. So if you've been carrying something heavy, a memory, a wound, a version of yourself, I hope this story helps you begin to set it down, even just a little. Part 1: Why we hold on, especially as we age. As we grow older, we don't just collect birthdays. We collect memories, losses, regrets, stories that shaped us, some beautiful, some painful. And we carry them all, like stones in the pockets of our soul. We hold on, because letting go feels like erasing something real. That photo on the shelf. We don't look at it every day, but we'd never dream of throwing it away. Why? Because it holds a piece of someone we loved, someone who's no longer here. And in some quiet way, keeping it makes us feel like they're still here too. But it's not just about people. We hold on to identities. I was strong once. I used to be someone important. I was the one everyone needed. And when life changes, when roles shift, when our bodies slow down, when the phone rings less often, we don't know who we are anymore. So we reach back, cling to what once was, even when it no longer fits. We hold on to pain, too. To old wounds we never spoke of. To things we wish we had said, or never said at all. Why? Because pain, too, becomes familiar. And sometimes, familiar feels safer than empty. Even if it's heavy. Even if it hurts. There's another reason we hold on. A deeper one, softer and more hidden. We're afraid. Afraid that if we let go, we'll be left with nothing. No anchor. No meaning. No proof that what we lived through mattered. But here's the truth. You don't have to erase your past to make peace with it. You don't have to throw the memory away to stop letting it control you. You can honor what was, while gently choosing what is. The Buddha often spoke about attachment, not to shame us, but to free us. He understood that humans cling to people, to places, to pain. And he taught that the root of suffering is this clinging, this desperate effort to hold on to what is constantly changing. But he also said something tender. Letting go is not loss. It is the beginning of freedom. So if you've been carrying something, a hurt, a name, a memory, you are not weak. You are human. And if you're not ready to let go completely, that's okay too. Because sometimes, letting go doesn't mean dropping everything at once. It simply means loosening your grip, breathing into the space that opens, and trusting that you won't disappear just because you let something go. Letting go doesn't erase who you are. It reveals who you've always been. Beneath the weight, beneath the stories, beneath the sorrow, a being still capable of peace, still worthy of lightness, still home in your own heart. You don't have to rush. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to stay present with what's here. And maybe, just maybe, begin the soft practice of loosening the hold. Part 2, the story of the grieving man from the time of the Buddha. A long time ago, in the time of the Buddha, there was a man who had lost everything he loved. But nothing broke him. Like the day his little boy, his only child, fell ill and passed away. He didn't scream. He didn't cry at first. He simply picked up the child's body and began walking from house to house, door to door, begging, "Please, is there any medicine that can bring my son back?" At first, people looked at him with pity. Some offered water. Some gave him kind words. But all of them gently said the same thing. No medicine can bring back the dead. He didn't hear them. He couldn't. His grief was louder than any voice of reason. Then someone told him, "Go to the Buddha. He might know a way." With shaking arms and desperate hope, the man made his way to the forest grove, where the Buddha was teaching. He laid the child down before him and said, "Please, Master, you have great wisdom. Can you save my boy?" The Buddha did not turn him away. He did not lecture him. He did not say, "It's too late." Instead, he looked at the man, into the ache in his eyes, and gently said, "Bring me a handful of mustard seeds. But they must come from a household that has never known death." The man stood up immediately. Hope sparked in his chest. Surely such a house existed. He ran to the nearest home. "Do you have mustard seeds?" "Yes, of course," they replied. "But, has anyone in your family ever died?" The woman at the door looked down. "My father died when I was young," she whispered. The man nodded and kept going. House after house, family after family. He asked the same question. And again, he heard the same answer. "Yes. We, too, have lost someone." As the sun began to set, something shifted inside him. His steps slowed. His shoulders softened. And for the first time, he let himself cry. He walked back to the Buddha. No longer carrying the child's body. Only silence. Only sorrow. And a small seed of something else. Understanding. That grief is not his burden alone. That loss is not a punishment. That in the eyes of the world, no one is truly untouched by death. The Buddha sat with him, not above him, not beyond him, but beside him, in the stillness of shared humanity. That day, the man did not get over his grief, but he let go of the idea that he was alone in it. And in that letting go, peace began. If you've ever felt that your sorrow makes you different, or broken, or left behind, may this story remind you, you are not alone. And letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means allowing life to begin again, with space for both love and loss to gently coexist. Part 3. Letting go is not forgetting. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending the pain never happened. It doesn't mean that what you lost wasn't important. It simply means this: you no longer let it control you. So often, we confuse holding on with honoring. We think that if we stop crying, if we stop carrying the grief with us every day, then maybe it means we didn't love enough. But love doesn't ask us to suffer forever. Love asks us to remember. Yes, but also to live. In Buddhist teachings, letting go is not the act of pushing something away. It's the art of allowing it to pass through, like a wave, like a breath, like a season that has come and now quietly leaves. When we try to hold on to everything, to youth, to identity, to people who have passed, our hearts become heavy, tight, closed. But when we soften, when we say, "It's okay, I can let this be," then space opens. Space for clarity, for new experiences, for peace. Letting go is not dramatic. It's not a big speech. It doesn't happen in one night. Sometimes, it's just a quiet moment. When you stop clenching your fist, when you take a breath, and say to yourself, "I don't need to carry this so tightly anymore." And still, you will remember. Of course you will. But remembrance is different from clinging. To remember with love is healing. To cling with fear is suffering. Letting go is not erasing what was. It's releasing the belief that you need to hold it forever in order to prove it mattered. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." But he did not mean, stop caring. He meant, be with what is, not with what you wish still was. So if you're holding on to something, a regret, a role, a version of your life that's no longer here, know this: you don't need to throw it away. You don't need to force yourself to move on. You just need to loosen your grip, to breathe, to give it space to soften. Because the truth is, you can carry love without carrying the pain. You can carry memory without carrying the weight. And you can move forward without letting go of who you are. Part 4. Gentle practices to let go. Letting go is not something we achieve. It's something we practice, slowly, softly, honestly. It's not about forcing ourselves to move on. It's about creating moments of space where we can breathe and begin to release. Not the memory, but the tension around it. Below are 3 gentle ways to begin. 1. Write it down, then let it go. Sometimes, the mind holds on, because the heart has never been given a chance to speak. Set aside a few quiet minutes. Grab a pen, and write a letter. Not to send, not to show anyone, but to release. Write to the person you lost. Write to your younger self. Write to the version of you that still carries guilt, or anger, or sorrow. Say what you've never said. And when you're done, fold the paper. Burn it. Rip it. Or place it under a stone in your garden. Let the act itself be the release. 2. Talk to your pain like an old friend. When grief or regret rises, don't push it away. Don't rush to fix it. Just pause. Place a hand over your heart, and whisper inwardly, I see you. I know you're hurting, but I don't need you to protect me anymore. Pain often clings because it thinks it's keeping us safe. When we acknowledge it, with gentleness, not fear, it loosens its hold. 3. Use the breath to soften your grip. The breath is always here, always ready to help us let go, one moment at a time. The next time your chest feels tight, or the weight of something old rises unexpectedly, just stop. Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it. Just close your eyes and breathe. 3 slow, intentional breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your shoulders fall. Let your face soften. Let each breath say, I'm okay. I don't have to carry this right now. None of these practices are magic, but all of them are real. And over time, as you return to them again and again, you may notice something subtle. The grip loosens. The stories soften. The weight becomes lighter. And slowly, you begin to remember what it feels like to be free. Part 5. What we make room for. Letting go is often described as an ending. The end of a relationship. The closing of a chapter. The loss of something we once held dear. And that's why it feels so frightening. Because it can look, at first, like emptiness. But what if letting go is not an ending, but an opening? Not a goodbye, but a quiet clearing, like a tree dropping its leaves, to make room for new growth. When we hold on to what no longer serves us, grief we've already honored, stories we've outgrown, roles that once defined us but no longer fit, we fill the space of our lives so completely that nothing new can enter. Letting go isn't just about what we release. It's also about what we make room for. When you let go of guilt, you make space for forgiveness. Real forgiveness, the kind that says, you didn't know better back then, but now you do. And that's enough. When you let go of old self-images, the ones that say you're not useful, not strong, not beautiful anymore, you create space for truth. That who you are now is not a lesser version of your past. You are softer, wiser, more awake to what truly matters. And when you let go of the need to control the past, the people, even your pain, you make space for life to surprise you again. With a quiet sunrise. With laughter you didn't expect. With a moment of peace that just appears. Like a bird landing softly on an open hand. Letting go may feel like losing something, but in time, you may begin to see. You're not losing your memories. You're simply laying down the weight. You're not losing the love. You're learning to carry it without hurting yourself. You're not losing control. You're gaining freedom. And above all, you're not becoming empty. You're becoming available to what's real, to what's now, to what still wants to find you. Maybe you won't feel it right away. That's okay. Healing doesn't arrive like thunder. It arrives slowly. In the small spaces where something heavy once lived. So when the silence comes, don't be afraid. It isn't emptiness. It's room. Room for peace. Room for love. Room for you. Outro, a gentle ending. Sometimes, peace doesn't come from holding everything together. It comes from softening. From loosening the grip. From letting a few things fall away. Not because they didn't matter, but because they've served their purpose. You don't have to rush to let go. You don't have to do it all at once. And you don't have to feel ready. You just have to be willing to breathe, to pause, to trust that you are not losing yourself. When you stop holding on, you are finding yourself. So as this video comes to a close, take one more breath with me. Gently, deeply. No pressure. Just presence. In and out. Let it be enough. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. In this moment. In this season of your life. And if this story brought you even a little peace, a little comfort, I hope you'll come back. Because there's more to share. More to feel. And always, more to gently let go of. Until then, be kind to your heart. It's doing the best it can.